This is the squat prehab series. It's going to be taught in 3 phases. Phase 1 is for everybody, their everyday essentials. We're going to do 5 reps on each side of each exercise. And this can be done on a regular basis and is a prerequisite to move on to phase 2. So these are all done barefoot. Start standing in a place that feels good to you, and spread your toes nice and wide, comfortably on the ground, taking up as much space as possible. The first and key position of this entire sequence is our high squat position. So if I turn to my side so you can see my knees, I'm going to bring my knees as far as they can go, pull my pants tight, over my toes. When I do that, I want to keep my hips over my ankles. So if I draw a straight line down, they're over my ankles, and my shoulders over my hips. It's very common to bring our knees over our toes and then stick our butts out in any sort of varying degree, rotating the pelvis. And that is not going to serve us as we work on our squat progressions. So as we're in our high squat pose, again, we bring our knees as far as we can over our ankles, trying to keep our pelvis tilted even a little bit posteriorly, and our shoulders over our hips over our ankles. From this high squat position, we're going to do 5 shifts from the left to the right. So we're going to do weight shifting from one side to the other. As you're doing this, do not lose the angle of your ankle flexion, or another way to think about it is keep your knees over your toes. Don't let them creep back and come upright. So I'll do a few in this direction to show you that I'm shifting my weight, but I'm not changing the angle of my ankle or moving my knees back or forth. After you've done 5 weight shifts on each side, we're going to do heel lifts. And so heel lifts are where you find your high squat position, and you're going to slowly bring your heels up off the ground and put them back down 5 times. As you're doing this, be very mindful to keep your pelvis in order. As you can see, my pelvis is not moving. So as I come up with my heels, my knees are staying over my toes, and my pelvis is staying on top of my heels and under my shoulders. It's not pushing out, I'm not pushing my booty back. And we'll do one more. Awesome. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to set up in the high squat again. And now we'll move to the alpine skier. So you can envision someone who's skiing down a mountain, and to turn, they come onto the outer edge of one foot and the inner edge of the other. As we do this, keep your spine straight, and you can use your torso as a counterbalance. Coming back to center, to the other side. That's 1. Think about your knees staying over your toes the entire time, and just explore your range of motion here. It might start small, and as you get to your 3rd or 4th rep, get a little bigger. 3, 4, 5. Next, we'll do knee circles. So from your high squat position, finding circles 5 in one direction, 3, 4. Draw a circle, not an oval, not a square. 5. Really think about tracing a circle with your knees around your foot. 5. The funky chicken is our next move. You're going to start in a high squat position. You're going to move your knees out and in, out and in. And you want to keep your feet on the ground and your knees over your toes the whole time. Out and in for 3, out and in for 4, out and in for 5. Have that little shake and a little walk around. Our next move is a vertical squat, and we're going to do this on our toes. So only go as low as you can go without losing your pelvis alignment and your knees over your toes position. As we think about bending our knees, which is what a squat is, it's coming into a deep knee bend, we are limited by our ankle mobility and the ability to get low without compensating by pushing our butt back and bringing our torso forward. So in order to try to train that compensation pattern out of our body while working on our ankle mobility, which is what these exercises are also doing, we are going to come into a high squat position and come onto the toes, and then from there lower into a squat, keeping your spine vertical. I know my spine is vertical if I hold my pelvis, and as I come up and down, I don't feel my hands moving. It's a really good way to see if you're doing what your brain is thinking and telling your body to do. And only go as low as you can. I'll show one that isn't maybe not as deep as the first two. I'm going to come up on my toes. Well, first I'm going to find my knees over my toes. Then I'm going to raise my heels. Then I'm going to come down. And then I'm going to come back up. And that might be your knee bend for today. One more time. Coming up on the toe, or bringing the knees forward first, then come up on the toes. And that there might be my compensation pattern that I'm noticing. And then just gently correcting. We'll do one more. Knees over toes, raise the heels, staying vertical in my spine. Coming back up with that same verticality and coming back down. Take another little walk. And we will end with some hip movements. So the first is a hip car. We're going to be standing on one leg with a straight leg. Bend the other knee to as is comfortable. Your leg is going to come out to the side. You're going to rotate internally. See where my foot is now in relation to my knee. And then I'm going to bring my knee down to my other knee. So up, out, rotate, down. Up, out, rotate, down. 2 more. Up, out, rotate, down. Up, out, rotate, down. Amazing. Take a little break. We're going to go in the other direction. Next. And as I do this, I like to put my hands on my hips because as I'm moving, if I notice that one of my hips is up and the other's down, or something is funky happening over here, that's me overcompensating with muscles that I'm not trying to be targeting in this exercise. And so having my hands on my hips is a really good physical cue for me for this, and it might work for you. So we'll start with our knee up. We'll come down, out, rotate, in, down, out, rotate, in. 3 more. You can go at your own pace with this. and we'll have a little walk around the room. Walking in between exercises helps your brain and your body integrate what it is that it's doing or you're asking it to do. It also gives you a little bit of a break and a reset. So we'll do hip cars on the other side now, starting with the up, out, internally rotate and come down for 1, 2, 5. Amazing, that was 5. Take a walk. To go the other direction, down, up, rotate, front, down, up, rotate, front. 3 more of these at your own pace. Have a nice little walk. So that was phase 1 of the squat prehab. These are everyday essentials that you can do and every day whenever you want, and they will help you work towards building the ankle mobility and the body awareness to get into a deep knee bend or a low squat